What is up, my friend? Welcome to episode number 69 of the Anthony John Amos podcast. And today I wanted to drop one of my favorite productivity tips for entrepreneurs and talk about how to get more done in less time. So if you've always struggled with wondering, like, man, why do I actually have more, like, just not enough time? Like, how do I get more done? Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Welcome to the Anthony John Amos podcast, the one and only podcast designed to help you become unstoppable in life and business. My name is Anthony John Amos. My friends call me AJ, and my goal with this podcast is to help you remember who you truly are so you can maintain your center in the chaos, embody your potential, and unlock freedom in your life and business. That being said, let's get into today's show.
All right, welcome back. Now, before we hop in today's topic, I want to let you know about my book called Mindset is Not Enough. It's all about helping entrepreneurs break through to the next level of freedom, purpose, and success in their life. And many people who have read it, they said just simply reading it had like shifted something within themselves that allowed them to start creating some new results. So if you want to check that out, you can get the entire book for free by going to ajamex.com/book. It's 100% free, and you can get the complete digital book for free. So just go to ajamex.com/book to get that today. So let's dive into today's topic, shall we? Like how to get more done in less time. Recently, my good friend and I, Jonathan Heston, we completed Project Shift, which is a 13-week online experience that I truly believe, honestly, is one of the best personal development programs on the planet right now, especially for people and personal brands. And as we're wrapping it up, we were really coming into like landing the plane on like expansion, like really helping people get clear on what is their purpose in life, where are they headed, and then creating a game plan to be able to start moving towards that over a 90-day period and really start creating like some quantum results, some quantum leaps at the end of the program. And so here's the thing, like why this was like kind of a good kind of experience for me is it brought me back to some of the basics in this game of expansion and creation, things that I've taken for granted. You know, back in college, I would, go to the first day of class. They would give the professor would give us a syllabus. I would then take that syllabus when I got back to my dorm room, and I would legitimately like grab out my planner and plan out the entire semester, like the whole thing. Like I knew when the tests were, I knew when the exams were, I knew when I was going to start studying. I even broke it down into going through the book and looking at like, okay, we're going through this whole book over the course of the semester. So how many chapters are that? Divide that by months, divide that by weeks, put that into days. And then I legitimately had a game plan for attacking my collegiate career. And for me, college was like easy peasy. Go to class, go home. What does my planner say? Oh, read chapter 1 of this, read chapter 2 of this. Boom, do that. Type out my notes I took, just another way to remember them. 2 weeks before, read X amount of notes. Like, it was very systematized. It's very methodical for me, but it's also why college was easy for me. Like, it was very easy. I had a plan. And in here in the game of business, I find a lot of like entrepreneurs, they don't really have a plan. Like the thing that I used to do when it came to business was been like, all right, what are all the things I got to get done this week or today? And then just write down on a to-do list, and then I just start making my way through it. And as I've continued to grow and scale and lead, like that was just not working. Like I'd get to the end of the week and there's still things on that list that didn't get done. And then I'm feeling some guilt, I'm feeling some shame. And I'm like, whoa, how am I going to get all this done? Even if I delegate it, it would just be like more and more and more and more and more. And so we taught this concept at the end of Project Shift. One of the things which was having a weekly meeting. Now, this is something that I had read, I think it was in a book called Scaling Up, and I started using it on a weekly basis, and it's the thing that really allowed me to get more done in less time. And so the weekly meeting consists of a couple of things. The first thing is like tracking your wins. So oftentimes in this game as an entrepreneur, we're constantly comparing like our progress, where we're at, to the top of the mountain, like where we want to be. And this can create a lot of like guilt and shame because we can be like, man, we're not there yet. We're not there yet. We're not there yet. And so what wins do, like tracking wins on a weekly basis, and we'll talk more about this here in a second, is it allows you to be like, okay, here I am. Where have I came from? Let's track some wins. Where have I came from? What's the things that I've accomplished since last week or last month? Like taking some time to look back down the mountain into the parking lot and being like, man, look at all the space I've traversed so far. Man, this feels pretty good. All right, enough appreciating that. Time to get back on the hike, time to get back up on the mountain, right? But taking some time to do wins is a game changer. Second thing is customer wins. Like taking some time to track your customer wins, your client wins, and that way you can see, again, man, here's all the people we're helping. Look at how much of a difference we're making, right? The third thing then is thinking through, like, what are the big to-dos for this coming week? Now, big to-dos meaning, what are like the handful of things that if you do them, they actually move the needle when it comes to generating revenue inside your business. Like this one simple question for me was a game changer, and is asking, what is the one thing that if I do this week, that if I complete this week, that it like moves the needle in the business? Or what are the two things, or what are the three things that if I accomplish this week, it completely like moves the business forward in a radical, crazy way? And then starting there and not letting anything else detract or distract from getting those big things done, because that's what really moves the business forward. Once we have that, we come down into reviewing your metrics. So lots of business owners, they're not really reviewing their metrics. Maybe they review like how much money they're making, but they're not reviewing like how many sales calls they have booked, if that's important. They're not reviewing how many leads came in, if that's important. Like knowing like what are the KPIs, what are the metrics, the KPIs meaning key performance indicators. What are those indicators, those numbers, the data that allow you to know if you're winning the game or losing the game? And one of the things I just want to anchor, because I think a lot of people, especially entrepreneurs, they don't look at their numbers, they don't look at their data, because when they don't hit their numbers, they take it on as like an attack to their identity, an attack to their personal worth as a human being. And see, the game is not about that. Like if you listen to this podcast and if you listen to some of the past episodes, I've talked about how really we as human beings have nothing to prove, nothing to defend. Like we're worthy because we exist. And the data is just a way of keeping score to see if we're winning the game that we want to play or losing the game that we want to play. So let me just give you an example. So Tom Brady has won the Super Bowl multiple times. He's also lost the Super Bowl multiple times. And if you don't know who Tom Brady is, he is an all-star quarterback for the Patriots, right, in the NFL. And so the thing I want you to see is when Tom Brady loses the Super Bowl, like him as a human being, like his value isn't diminished. Like, is he hurt that he lost the Super Bowl? I'm sure he is. I've never talked to him, but I'm sure he is. He's a human being. I'm sure there's some grief. There's some just like, man, right? Some like feelings of letdown and sadness there. Yet at the same time, he just takes it as feedback and is like, all right, well, we didn't hit the mark this year. Let's go back to the drawing board and let's go back to work and see if we can do it again next year. And just pays attention to like, how can he improve? But his worthiness, his identity as a human being isn't diminished because he didn't hit his mark winning the Super Bowl. He didn't hit his metric winning the Super Bowl. So I want you to start like tracking your metrics. So again, you can just see like, hey, are we winning the game I'm playing? Am I losing the game I'm playing? So you can start making these adjustments week by week by week to get you towards your goal. The last thing on running a weekly meeting with yourself is questions and concerns. Like, what questions do you have about how your business is doing, how your marketing is doing, how your life is doing? What are things you're concerned about? You know, are you concerned about you're not spending enough time with your spouse or your children? Are you concerned that your body isn't like feeling good and energetic? Are you concerned that there's not enough leads coming in, or there's plenty of leads coming in, but you're not closing them, or you don't know how to do ads? Like, I don't know what it is for you, but taking time to think through like, hey, what are the questions and concerns? So just kind of quick recap, the weekly meeting consists of tracking your wins, tracking your customer and client wins, figuring out like what are those big to-dos for this coming week that's really going to move you forward, reviewing your metrics, and then taking time to figure out questions and concerns. Now here's the thing, I would recommend that you do this meeting on a Friday, like a Friday, you know, when you're wrapping down your day, where you're like, cool, here's, you know, everything we've accomplished this week. Here's where we're headed next week. You could do this on a Sunday if you want to. And then some people could do this on a Monday morning. It's up to you. You get to find what flow works for you. But here's the thing. When I first learned this concept, I was like, oh, that's pretty cool, yeah. But really, to make this work and make a big difference in your life to allow you to get more done in less time, this is becoming like a new habitual way of like being and doing, where it's like, cool, Fridays at 4 o'clock, it's my weekly meeting time, where you take that 30 minutes or an hour a day to plan. Now, the old me, and maybe the old you or the current you, is like, oh, I don't have time to do that. I mean, we have so many things to do. We got to get all this stuff down. We got to go, right? And the problem with that is it just, you're just going and running and running and running and running and running and running. And sometimes you're running and running and running and you're not really getting anywhere. Maybe you're running in circles. So I just want to offer you an opportunity to start shifting your way of being and doing things and integrating a weekly meeting with yourself so you can start planning out what's actually going to move you forward. Now, I know it sounds crazy, but if you can open yourself up to being like, cool, I'm going to commit to take 30 minutes a week or an hour a week and run a weekly meeting with myself to plan that out, then what's going to happen is you're going to know the things that's going to move you forward radically and big and quantumly. And as a result, you're going to start getting results. There's one of these old quotes that I really loved. I don't remember who said it, but essentially it said something like, the more you sweat in planning, the less you bleed in war. And like coming back to this weekly meeting, that's essentially what's happening is like, you're taking time to like sweat in planning in that 30 minutes, that hour, like you're planning. And as a result, you have less casualties as you're going about your week, right? You're going, like life is just going to be less stressful when you create the plan and execute the plan. And I would highly recommend that you do that. So here's my invitation to you today. This is a little bit different of a Sunday sermon because it was more of like teaching you a concept, but here's my invitation to you. Where in your life, where in your business are you not taking the time to plan? And as a result, what is that costing you? Like, where is it costing you bloodshed inside your life and in your business when you don't really need the bloodshed? And how might be taking time to create a plan for your upcoming week, how might that allow you to accomplish more things by doing fewer things? My friend, if you enjoyed this episode and inspired you in some way, I'd love to hear about it and know like what was your biggest takeaway from this episode. Simply take a screenshot of you listening to this on your device, post it over to your Instagram stories, and then just tag me at AJ Amyx, at AJAMYX, over on your Instagram stories. So thank you so much for being here. That's going to do it for this episode of the Anthony John Amyx podcast. Until next time, my friend, I'm out. Peace.
Well, that's all I've got for this episode of the Anthony John Amyx podcast, but we have plenty more to help you become unstoppable in life and business. So head on over to ajamyx.com for exclusive resources, information, and tools to help you break through to a new level of freedom, purpose, and success. I look forward to having you back for the next episode. Bye for now.